Alrighty. Sorry, y'all. I sound like Garbo, but feel great. So, look great, feel great, all the above. Um, but I found this quote, and I feel like we've kind of heard it before, and I just kind of wanted to start us out with it. So it's don't don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And I thought that was huge for us. So I just kind of wanted to go over some like basic bullet points as far as like, starting the year off right and starting each month right. Make sure your charting's done. I posted it in the push. We just started the push today. If you have teammates that aren't a part of it or haven't been invited, please offer to invite them. But we started the push again today, which I'm really excited about because I feel like I was doing my best when I was holding myself accountable, and working next to you guys really closely. And I feel like we missed that for a little bit. So I'm really excited about it. I'm very happy to be a part of it, etc. So please invite your teams and whoever, your teammates, whatever. But make sure your charting is done for you and your runners, and that you've, kind of what is like made point of contact with them, reach out to them like, hey, I know we all kind of fell off, but you know what, we're all getting back in together. I'm really excited to invite you to this or whatever, or I want to work closely with you, etc., etc. um this kind of goes along with that, but I put like get together with your teams, host power hours together, like get back to working closely together, because for me that was huge when I was working really closely with you guys, and I feel like I did a lot better personally, mentally, and all in my business when I was reaching out to everybody and hosting power hours and doing all this. So I'm trying to get back to that as well. And then I put this in the post as well today, but if you haven't watched my live for the Emerald bonus in January in the team page, please do so. And if you haven't read the facts to the Emerald bonus, please also do so, because it's very crucial that we follow those guidelines that they put out there for us, in order to receive that bonus. So I'm excited about those things. And then my last one being game plan with a leader. Like if you're not really sure where you're at or where you want to go or what's a goal to get to, I guess, for lack of better words, reach out to Lex. You're welcome totally to reach out to me, even if you're not on my team. Like, I'm nobody special, but I'm willing to help you figure out where it is that you want to go or what it is that you want to be doing or how to do it, etc. So just game plan with that, and get familiar where you're going. So this, my first bullet point kind of goes in with that, is set goals and make them exciting for yourself. Look at where you're at now. Are you stuck? Are you thriving? Do you want to be in this spot next year? Do you want to be in a better spot next year? And how are you going to get there? So that goes along with the whole game plan with your leader. And again, you're welcome to reach out to me if you want to, but I know Lex has open arms. She's just a little slow. I'm just kidding. I just see her running around. So I thought I would toss a joke in there. See, everyone's alive here. Love that for us. Woo! Anyway, that's my first bullet point, is again, just ask yourself, are you stuck? Are you doing but great? What is it that's doing or working for you? What is it that's not working for you? How do we fix it? And how do we get you to your goals? That's just my first bullet point, Lex. I don't know if you want me to continue on my next ones or if you, okay. The next one is documenting success. We're all here all the time. But I personally remember when Ashley Mayfield had a thermometer. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when she had a thermometer, she was really loud on her socials about when her and her team paid off all their debt. She would go live about it when she was coloring it in. She would talk about it all the time on her Zooms. She would show it on her Zooms. And I personally really loved that about her. And for the longest time myself, I had like a little journal or writing, whatever, log, I guess is a better word to say, that I would document every time I paid off debt. And I stopped doing that. So I generally feel like I stopped paying off my debt. I wasn't keeping track of it. I wasn't proud of it. Even if it was $50 towards something, like I wasn't keeping track of that. So I want to go back to doing that, because for myself, I had something to look forward to every time we got paid, and I put $50 towards a credit card or $50 towards my car or something like that. That was awesome for me. But also this could mean something like posting your charts next to your light switch in your room. Like I have a really open wall right there. So mine is posted next to my light switch. Every time I turn on my light switch, I see my Emerald chart right there, because I know that's what I'm going for the bonus. Sticky notes around the house. For the longest time, Lex and I used to make you guys put sticky notes on your windows or mirrors or whatever. And I didn't, this is horrible of me, but my mom lived with me for a little bit and she actually took them off my mirror. And it wasn't until recently that I noticed them in a corner of my top drawer when I was cleaning my bathroom. And I thought to myself, like, oh shit, I really let myself fall off because I don't even know how long these have been off my mirror. Like, I just thought to myself that I don't even know what I thought. I just like was like, damn, like I really let myself go in that area because I didn't realize that. So I put them back up. I put new ones up, new goals. There are new etceteras for my sticky notes and not having my very supportive wink, wink, wink mother here. It'll be better for me. So I personally loved when I had my sticky notes all over. So those are definitely going back up. And then this kind of just goes with what I said about Ashley Mayfield, but be loud and proud about when you check something off. Go live about it. You know, you paid $100 towards a credit card, or you paid a medical bill or something. Put it on hands-free on your story, or a picture of you doing so, or make a post about it or something. You know, be proud about what you're doing, even if it's only $20. Nobody has to know that. You know, I just put money towards my credit card. Great, $20. That's $20 you didn't have on there before, or $20 you hadn't paid off before. So be loud and proud about that. That's all kind of for that one. And then this one is really huge for me because I feel like even though we're 2 days in, I feel like we're almost a month in, because I got really serious with myself in the middle of December. And my bullet point technically says, be honest with yourself and your team, because I mean, there's no way in hell that I'm going to front that I did everything I could have last month. There's no way in hell that I'm going to say that, because I know I didn't. I know I didn't work as hard as I could have. I know I didn't make the time for my business that I needed to. I know those things, and I let work get in the way of that again, having worked at the ER again and like this whole crazy time in the world. Like, we're freaking busy there. Like, I don't have a lot of time to step away and pretend like I have IBS in the bathroom anymore. Like, I wish I could still do that. I really do, but it wasn't an option. And I didn't make time afterwards or before for my business as well as I could have. So being honest with yourself is huge, because if you tell yourself you did great, fully knowing you didn't, you're going to go into this month thinking that what you did last month was okay. Like, what you did was your hardest work. And for myself, being honest with me, I know it's not. Like, I know it wasn't. I know I need to do better. I should have done better for my team and myself, but I didn't. And this is a whole new month to get serious about it. So 2020 is in the past. We're letting go of that bull crap. I know I was so ready to get over that year. I don't know about all y'all, but I was chugging along there, and I just feel so great about January, and I'm so excited about where everyone's going. You know, seeing everybody back on the Zoom makes me really happy. And yeah, just, I don't know. I kind of wrote at the end, like, I was listening to Amber and Fair's Zoom the other day, and Amber just said, you know, stop using 2020 as an excuse and just prepare yourself for 2021. And I was like, that's like the most basic wording, but okay, let me just, yeah, sure. I was like, I don't know. For me, it just hit me. So those are kind of my first bullet points. I don't know, Lex, if you want to go into yours, and then we'll keep going.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So just a couple things, like going off of what she said. I hope that I'm not repeating anything. Emmett like literally threw up all over me, and he's getting changed by Connor right now, and I had to put a new shirt on really fast. So first and foremost, when she was talking about the like sticky notes and everything, Ashley Mayfield has an entire podcast. I don't remember the name, so if one of you guys remembers it or can find the link and just post it in the chat, there's an entire podcast that she has that is specifically about hanging that shit up. And when you like, there's just psychology that goes along with this business, and when you start to realize that like out of sight, out of mind is a real thing, you start to lose focus, and not only focus, but you start to lose motivation. So when you have it literally in front of your face all day, every day, on your screensaver, on your laptop, when you open it, maybe you like decorate your journal or whatever it is so that you see it all the time. Or like she's saying, by your toothbrush, by your light switches, like wherever you spend the most majority of your time. Like maybe it's in your mirror when you open up your, overhead mirror in your car or whatever, wherever you spend the most time, it needs to be in your face. So you don't have a choice to lose that focus. There is no question about it because it's right there, right in front of you all the time. You know what you're working for, and it just lights that fire under your ass every time you see it. And if it doesn't, then you need to put new sticky notes up, or you need to figure out what does, or maybe you need a nightmare list, but you have to find out what it is that is going to like ignite that fire in you and have it up. So if you haven't listened to that podcast yet, I highly suggest it. And then when I just wanted to tag on to what she was saying about posting and being loud about paying off debt. The most distributors I have ever signed in the 3 years of doing this business is when I paid off my debt last year. Granted, like 2020 fucking sucked, excuse my French, but it did. And so we accumulated some more debt this year. And that's something that I'm, again, being loud about repaying off. But when I initially paid off both of my credit cards right after I had Oakland, literally I enrolled the most distributors, because when I was going live, when I was getting on my story, when I was making posts, that was all I was talking about. And especially after 2020, I know I'm not the only one who has reaccumulated some debt, and people want to pay that off. Like, I don't know about you guys, drop a one in the chat, but having debt is like the biggest freaking weight on your shoulders. It looms over you. It just feels suffocating is the best way that I can describe it. It doesn't feel like you can enjoy life. You feel guilty every time that you spend money that isn't going towards your debt. Like, it's just not chill. It's not fun. So when you are loud about that, people are going to jump with you, right? And especially right now, because it's only $40, like literally, not that I encourage people to get into more debt or to like skip a credit card payment, but skip your minimum payment, start with me, earn that $5,000 bonus, because I guarantee you that $5,000 is going to pay off that credit card or the majority. Right? So like pick your priorities. Some people will literally skip getting their nails done for 1 month or whatever. You guys know that. But I just really wanted to point that out, because that is literally, if I can pinpoint one time outside of the $20 kits from conference that I have signed the most distributors, it was then. Like I signed 20 plus distributors the month that I paid off my credit cards. So kind of just like jumping back onto that too, we have a thread in the team page that I want to boost to the top and maybe remake as an announcement, where we keep track of how much debt we're paying off as a team. And come, like, you guys will remember the first of 2020, Nat and I got together and we said, we were on like a 3-hour Zoom, you guys, and we were like, okay, what is this team about? What do we want to accomplish? And you'll remember we named this team the Moneymakers team page because we are moneymakers. We wanted our team to be right next to the Mayfields come conference with the most debt paid off. So again, just refocusing and figuring out again, or maybe realigning yourself with why we are here. What is this team about? What are our morals? What do we stand for, right? That's why we have such a one team, one mission attitude. So I really want us to get back on track with keeping track of that. And there also, I remember a couple months ago, Nat actually reposted something that Amber had posted with thermometers. So I highly suggest that you print out your own thermometer for your promotion if you haven't already. Again, goes back to psychology. When you start to see that thermometer fill up, you're going to be more motivated to fill it up more so that it's full, right? If you have nothing to look at, it's out of sight, out of mind. And then the other thing that I wanted to say when she was talking about being honest with yourself, you guys, I told you this on a previous leadership Zoom, but I'm just going to reiterate it again because what Amber said literally just hit me like a brick wall. I lost motivation. Like, I don't know about you guys, but the last couple months, I just have felt so drained. Granted, I've been going through a lot, like in my personal life. I got put on antidepressants, like all of the things. And it just felt like it was sucking the life out of me. And I had a really honest conversation with Amber and was like, I need the income from this business. Drop a 1 if you need the income from this business. Like, that's why we're here, right? You need the extra money. You want a better life than what you have. I know I'm not the only one. So why aren't we doing the work? And why the hell do we feel like we need the motivation? Boo-boo, you have to pay your bills, right? Like, it's not going to go away. Life is not free, unfortunately. And you have to be willing to pick one of two poisons: work your business and work for yourself, or go work a shitty job that's minimum wage that you don't want to be at every day and you're constantly jumping around, right? You have to pick. And she said, you know, we get really comfortable with the fact that this is a business and that we get to create our own time, and that our leaders, me included, I'm not going to come and micromanage you, and I'm not going to come get on you because you didn't send your messages today. That's not my paycheck. That's your paycheck, sis. You didn't send your messages. Well, you need to be okay with the fact that you're not going to hit the rank that you want, or whatever it is, posting, growing your network, following up, doing the damn thing. Right? And so you have to not get complacent with where you're at. And you need to understand that there is no motivation to seek. You keep looking for something that doesn't exist. You will never, ever, ever feel motivated. It is called self-discipline. You are a business owner. This is not a job. Start acting like it, right? Are you going to put your big girl panties on, or are you going to look for a manager that is going to micromanage you? I'm not that person for you. And I guarantee you not a single leader on this team will be. Okay. Whew, I'm sweating. So outside of that, I just like wanted to throw that out there because what Nat said really hit for me. Okay. So number one, like Nat touched on it a little bit, but if you don't know where you're going, and I heard this analogy once, and I don't know why it stuck with me, but it just always has, is that if you get into a boat, right, and you are like, okay, I want blank. Let's just say you want to be Diamond, okay? You are going in that boat, you are putting your hands on the wheel, you know you want to be Diamond, you can see it, you're gonna land on that island because you know where you're headed. But if you just get in the car or get in the boat and you're like, okay, here we go, I'm going to send 10 messages today. Here we go. Like, I don't know what I'm working towards, but I'm doing it, right? You're never going to hit anything. You're like shooting in the dark. So you have to have a chart printed out. If you don't have a chart printed out, I don't expect you to hit your promotion, and you shouldn't either. Like, that's just the damn truth, right? Because you don't know what you need. You don't know where to guide your team. You don't know what needs to be placed where. You have no clue where you're going. So yeah, draw one. No printer is not a good excuse. I love that. So you have to have a destination in mind. You have to know where you're going. And even if it's not a rank, maybe it's just an income, like an amount, right? Because you could be a double diamond, but you're making emerald pay, right? So rank doesn't necessarily mean a lot. So if you want a certain GV amount because you know that's what's going to produce you with the income that you want, you got to know that. Write a check to yourself. Put it on the freaking ceiling of your room so that when you wake up every morning, you see that check. I saw a little quote this morning, and it was like, actually, I think it was, if you're subscribed to Catherine's messages, she says, I see so many people saying and posting 2021, please be good to me. And then she says, please, that is no way to manifest. This year is about declaring that 2021 is the best year yet. Get on board with that kind of energy, and that's exactly what will happen, right? So don't just say, I want to go diamond or whatever. No, declare I am diamond. Write that everywhere. Again, those post-it notes, use that. So figure out where you're headed. And if you don't know where to start, or you don't know where you're going or how to do that, then come to me or come to Nat or go to Rochelle. Like, we are all here to help you figure out what it is that is going to excite you. If a Ruby check, $500, does not excite you, it's not big enough. Pull out a double diamond chart, pull out a diamond chart, pull out an emerald chart. I don't care what it is. And then attach something to that income, because the money isn't enough, you guys. Of course, everyone wants to make 10 grand a month, but what is that going to do for you? Like, you have to break it down, right? Okay. I touched on this a little bit, but yeah, figure out what it is that excites you. If that's being home with your kids, if that's having a steady income, if that's quitting your job so that you can do this full time, or I know there are some people who have been laid off and you don't want to go back to work. Again, we have to going back to what I said, you have to pick your poison. So you're either going to go back to work because your bills have to be paid, or you are going to show the hell up for your business and for your team and for yourself and your family in 2021 and make it happen. I remember when I was going diamond, you guys, I remember having conversations with Rochelle because I was pushing for diamond for so long it felt like drop a one if you feel like you've been pushing for your diamond promotion for so long and you're like, what the hell is missing? And I would reach out to her and I'm like, dude, I'm doing everything, I don't know why I'm not hitting it. Well, it's because of your mindset. I wasn't declaring that I was diamond. I didn't decide that I was going diamond. I had this goal, but I was still in the mentality of, well, I have 2 rubies on my leg that aren't working. How am I going to pull this off? I still have so much volume to achieve. How am I going to make that happen? Sis, it's not all on you. If there are people on your chart that are dead legs, replace them. Get excited and grateful about the volume that you have and go get new customers. You're spending so much time bitching and wondering why you're not at your rank yet when you should just be getting to work. I spent so much time just like, why is it not happening? Why is it not happening? Instead of working for it. Like, you have to realize and look at where you're allocating your time and your attention, because money flows where your attention goes. Your vibe attracts your tribe. They're stupid cliche sayings, but they are there for a reason. Like, they're not just funny things that people say. No, it's the truth. So what are you attracting? Get really serious this year and this month, especially about like where you're headed. Get excited. Like, do you see how much passion I have when I speak about this? And when I talk to you guys about when I was going diamond, that's because I'm so excited about it. Like, I was so lit when I went diamond. Like, that first diamond check that hit, you guys are going to literally pee your pants. Like, you're going to call me crying, guaranteed. And you have to find something that is going to excite you like that. Okay, Nat, I don't know if you want to like jump onto your kind of next points and I'll pop in or whatever when I feel like it.
I lost track, fam. Where'd you leave me at?
I
um,
think the rut.
I think we're at the 2, yeah. All right, so this kind of went along with just being honest with yourself. Um, I just wrote break out of your rut now. Decide now that this is what you want to do. Lex really touched on this, so I'm not going to like really go into the specifics on it, but as a team, like I said before, we all kind of, I feel like, fell off. Maybe you didn't, but if you didn't, congratulations, because I know I freaking did. But get out of your rut now. Decide now that what you want to do is this, et cetera, et cetera. Lex already basically took the words from me, so I'm not going to touch on that one too much. But 2021 has so much in for us. You know, we have new products, we have huge promotions going on, we have a team. Look at all of us here that, you know, want better for ourselves and are willing to support each other and et cetera. So decide now what you're doing, where you're going, and keep that in your view. That's all. I won't touch on that anymore. um but then at the end of this, like, I want you guys to get off this and just kind of ask yourself, you know, how do you influence others? Like, what do you know? What do you know about this business? Do you know about the opportunity? Do you know about what it can do for you? Do you know about the products? Make sure you know about the products, especially because if you're messaging for distributors and they're not interested, well, maybe they want to try the new gummies. Well, do you know a lot about the gummies? I know Lex used to post like a, but I don't remember how many days, or every so often or whatever, one product. Maybe Lex and I could start that again. Like, I'm willing to throw in my hands and help with that, just so that we're all familiarized with what each product can do, what you can pair it with, how it will work for you, et cetera, et cetera. Da, 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 da. Let's see, what else do I want to say? Oh, what is interesting about you? I kind of wrote this and I was like sitting here to myself and I was like, why would I ask somebody that? Like, why are you interesting? But then I thought to myself, I'm like, what we do is different. Like, this opportunity that we have is different. And to this day, it's 20 freaking 21. And to this day, people still don't believe in what we do. People don't believe in all the companies that are like ours or whatever. People still think that we're jokes and that this is like bullshit. But it's like, hey, 4 years later for some of us, 2 years later, a year later, or something, you're like, bruh, how do you not realize this is like for real? Like, how do you not realize that I'm still here for a reason? Like, it wasn't my 3 months and I got 45,000 and now I'm done with this business. Hallelujah. Like, that's not what we do. Like, so I asked myself, like, why are you interesting? And I thought about, you know, it sucks that to this day that we have to almost convince people that our companies are for real. These companies are like for real, not just ours, but like other companies, other people. I guarantee you, a lot of people have like, I don't want to say the mindset of where, not us, but I mean like potentials or whatever, have the mindset of where like this is just a bunch of bullshit and they're like, oh, you don't even make any money, that's fine. But it's like, yeah, you actually have a huge opportunity. Like, look at Shay. She came out of nothing and like freaking almost like her 2.0 is up there. I don't even know where she's at. I lost count. But she's very loud and very proud about how she came from literally nothing and her 2.0 popped off in like 4 months. Like I want to be that. I want to do that. That's interesting. That to this day, like I'm in this industry, I'm in her company, and to this day, I still am interested in what she does. I still watch what she does. And so I just think about like going live or doing a hands free on your story or whatever and talk about why the products or the business is like fun for you, why it's interesting for you, what you want to do for it. It kind of goes along with being like loud and proud about your business, but just things like that. I kind of wrote this like quote where people are always say like be that person that someone says like, oh, that's the girl that makes money from their phone or something, even if it's sarcastic. Like yeah I do, yeah I do, and I get to sit on my ass and look like this 90% of the time with no bra on and whatever pants I'm wearing. Like I don't care, yeah I do. And then I also wrote like take advantage of like so many different opportunities as far as socials goes. TikToks, like I'm not the best at doing TikToks. Y'all know I hate photos. I just take the photos. I'm not like a smile for the camera kind of girl. No, that's not me. I'm over here like, okay, TikToks, like, great. I love videos, love photos, but I just got to do them. Like, who gives a shit? Like, you see people over here, I don't even know what the hell they're wearing on TikToks. And I'm like, all right, well, at least my hair looks brushed. Like, that's as good as it's gonna get. So, I don't know. Just take advantage of all your socials. You know, you have IG, you have Facebook, you have TikToks. There's things like LinkedIn. Like, so many people are making LinkedIn's, and I have no idea how the hell to work that stuff. Use your milkshake app. Like, we have those for a reason. We sat down and we all made one for a reason. You know. It can totally be uncomfortable, and that's totally me. I'm so weird about things. I'll watch it over and over again and I'm like, damn, I look stupid, but oh well, like oh well. And so it can be totally uncomfortable at first, but you know, you're doing yourself a disservice by not being loud on it, by TikTok being such a huge platform and not using it to your advantage. Like who do I want to like Kelsey Thornton, like she is posting, I don't even know, like a opportunity TikTok every like 2 hours or something. And I'm still intrigued. I see hers every day and I still watch them. I go back and I watch them and I'm like, I should do something like this. And that's all I think about it. I just say I should do something like this. I don't do it. Why? Like, why the hell not? I could literally sit here and do this right now with all of us right here. And I'd be like, I don't give a shit about what I look like. This is the whole purpose of like the this thing and that one and pointing up there and then that one and hit me up on this one. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but like you just gotta do the dang thing, you know? You just gotta try. It's all about trial and error, figuring out what works best for you. Um I'm getting like hell out of breath. You already know, guys, and it's not like I smoke 7 packs a day. But let's see here. I think that's kind of all for my bullet points. And then it goes to like, oh wait.
I can
Uh,
hop in with you.
well, I kind of touched on this. Just a second, like touch on this. I just wrote like do things that make you happy again, whether that's working together, doing more per hour hours together, waking up, team hangouts. I understand that that's probably hard right now. The whole team hangouts, or a lot of us are in different areas, but just try and do things that make you happy and excited about your business again. Because like I said before at the beginning, like that's when I really thrived, was when I was doing fun things with you guys, when I was doing power hours or we were waking up together. So that's something that I want to put back in for us because I think that's going to be really fun. Um, then it says like, you know, take control and host one. Like, don't be afraid. Don't even ask me if you can use my code. Don't ask Lex if you can use her code. Just go do it. Just post in there like, hey, Power Hour Nat's code, or hey, Power Hour Alexa's code, or whatever. Like, don't ask for permission. Just do so. 9 times out of 10, I'm only using my codes when I'm on a call or doing a power hour myself. So it doesn't matter to me. I'd love to jump on your power hour. Like, I would love to not be the only one asking for power hours. Even if you're on there, there's been so many times where I set my camera here and I'm on there alone. Like, I'm just sitting here alone doing my things. Like, it is about what's the word I want to look for? Like almost accountability, that I sit here and let's say you hop on and I'm dead in my phone. I don't even realize because I'm doing my stuff. Like, I'm offering the time to work with you guys. And if you can't hop on 100%, that's cool. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be doing my things. But if I'm on for the full hour and you guys hop on, like, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to see you listen to a training or some music or something, or bitch about how X, Y, and Z is going on and I'm annoyed. And you're just like, shut up. I'm here to work. And I'm like, I know, sorry. I talk all the time. It's like so hard for me to be quiet. I don't know, something, like it's fun to see faces. It's fun to see you guys smile. It's fun to see you guys laugh or have fun with your business or whatever. So don't be afraid to not ask and just use the codes. And then this one is kind of big for me. Like, don't allow yourself to be isolated. I feel like a majority of the last bit of the year, I did that. I told myself, like, oh, I can just do this later. Like, I'm working so much. I can never get on a power hour while you guys are at home, like, or while you're in the middle of work, hopping on or something. Like, I can't do that right now. I'll just do my stuff later. Don't do that to yourself. Okay. The second you feel yourself isolating yourself, ask somebody help, reach out to somebody. Like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, but I'm feeling isolated. The second you isolate yourself, the second your business stops. And I mean that because I can tell you've done that more than enough times, too many times to tell you that that's not the truth. Don't isolate yourself, ask for help, work with somebody. Like, even I remember when I would just hate, I would sit here and I'd be like, God damn it, I don't want to do my messages. I don't want to do anything. I'd text Alex or I'd text Abby or I'd text Kayla or somebody and I'd be like, hey, want to work with me? Or you guys would do the same for me. And I'd be like, oh, well, somebody's asking me to work. Like, yeah, I want to work. Like, that makes me happy. Like, somebody wants my attention. I love it. But I mean, like, don't let yourself tell yourself, I'll just do it later. Oh, I can't get on right now. Like, I'll just do it later. Don't do that. This year, we're not doing that. Don't do that. Have you ever seen that TikTok that's like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's me. I'm gonna tell you that. Don't do that. To like check out my heart rate here in a minute. But I think that's all for mine. I don't know if you want to go into like 6 and 7.
Yeah. Okay, so the first things first is not every day is going to be perfect. And like, especially as a mom and with 2 kids, like, my days are crazy and not every day looks the same. And some days, like, we're just bumming doing nothing. And some days, like, we're running around all the time and it feels like I can't even breathe, right? So you have to allow yourself to be flexible and you have to understand that it's going to be difficult some days to fit your business in. But going back to the fact that you are a business owner, you have to decide. And I don't know if you guys remember when we were on that Zoom with Emily West, my friend Emily, she said, I just don't go to bed until it's done. And I don't know if that's a schedule that's going to work best for you. Like, maybe you just need, like, okay, no matter what, from 6 to 8 a.m. every day, I'm working my business. Maybe that's what works for you. Maybe it's just a task list that is like, before I go to bed, I don't care what time it is, I have to accomplish these things. And maybe at the end of it, you write to yourself, if I don't do this, this is what's going to happen. If I don't do these tasks every day, I won't hit diamond and I won't be able to stay home with my kids anymore. Like, write whatever it is that is your why, and that it's not going to happen if you don't do the work. Like, it's, again, a stupid saying, but this is not net wish marketing. This is network marketing, and you have to do the work. Otherwise, your paycheck will reflect that. So just get really intentional this year and maybe, take today and figure out a system. And, we all use, I'm getting organized as like a thing as to why we're not working. Okay, take an hour to get organized, take an hour to figure out your system, and then do the damn work, because getting organized does not pay you. Right? So you're not getting paid to file papers. You're not getting paid to write a million lists to what you need to do every day. So write one and stick with it for 90 days. And if it doesn't work for you, then in 90 days, look at it again and be like, okay, this isn't working for me. What is going to excite me? What am I going to do that is going to work for me? Right? But you have to give it the time to work also. I see so many people come up with a list or come up with something that they're going to do every day, and then they don't stick with it. And the number one thing that you have to do is keep promises to yourself. Because if you don't keep the small, tiny promises, even just brushing your teeth every day, it's not going to come to fruition. You're not going to have the things that you want. You're not going to have beautiful teeth, right? You're going to look like a European. So Do the things, get intentional about it, stick with it. Find something that's going to get you on track. Work with your leaders to figure out something that is going to work for you. How do you keep your stories popping? I'll go over that in just a second. Just touching on again, remember that you're a business owner and y'all, that means being proactive. Okay. I'm not saying don't come to me. You know that we are always, always here to help, and you should never be ashamed for coming to me or Nat or Rochelle or whatever and asking for help. That is what we're here for. And I don't care if you ask me the same thing a million times over, I'm going to go over it with you until you get it. You should never feel bad about that. At the same time, go look it up. Like, Google is there for a reason. There are a million top leaders with YouTube videos and things to do. I know that Nat and I don't want to say it frustrates me, but it's just kind of like, I know that you're not being proactive all the time, because we get questions like, what's the Zoom schedule? You guys, do you know how long the Zoom schedule has been in the team page? Like, literally since we made it. Go search for it. And if you can't find it in a YouTube or on the team page or whatever, then come to me, because then I know, and as a leader, you'll start to see too with your guys' team, when someone comes to you and says, hey, I looked in the team page, I tried searching for it on YouTube, I'm not finding it, this is what I'm looking for, can you help me? It's like, oh, Jesus, yes, of course. You know what I'm saying? But when someone comes to me and says, hey, what's the Zoom schedule? I'm like, I'll tag you in it. You know what I'm saying? So be proactive and look for the things. This is a one team, one mission mentality that we have here. And again, you'll never be like, I'll never make you feel bad for coming to me, but we have all of the tools and there are so many places for you to look. So just make sure that that is the standard that we are setting. And as leaders, we have to set that standard for our newbies. So instead of giving the answer, tell them where to look for it. And it might piss them off. I'm sure I've pissed you guys off because I just refused to give you the answer, but that is what forces you to grow. And that is what forces you to look for things and being proactive instead of just asking me. Same thing with screenshots. I'm going to ask you no matter what you would say. Because 9 times out of 10, you'll have an entire conversation. And if I just give you the answer, it's so funny because I know when a newbie sends me a screenshot that you guys have helped them with. Like if someone on Nat's downline sends me a screenshot or whatever, and she gave them an answer to a message, I'm like, oh my God, that is so Nat that wrote that, not the newbie. And your followers and your potentials see that as well. So it needs to come from your mouth, and then I'll help you tweak it, right? Because that is how you're going to learn how to have conversations, learn how to post, learn how to treat your newbies, right? And I'm going to force you to level up. That is my job. I'm not your manager, I'm your leader, I'm your coach, and I am your number one fan. So I am going to show you how to be successful. And just like a teacher, I wouldn't tell one of my students asking me how to figure out an equation the answer without telling them how to get there, right? You have to think of yourself as a teacher, and these are your students. You have to show them how to get that, right? Okay. So just like, I know that we've kept you guys a while, so we'll kind of wrap it up here, but things that I want you to think about coming into the new year, things that I think about, like the first of the new year or new month, like what am I doing to quote unquote get organized? What am I doing to set myself up for success? So number one, I created a new like before I go to bed list, and I'll show you what this looks like. So I wrote down a new schedule because again, my days are crazy, and for whatever reason, the KPI tracker is not exciting me anymore. And I need to figure out something that is going to excite me. So I just wrote down before noon, before 12 every day, this is what has to happen. I have to do my dishes, laundry, clean up, and shower. That's what's important to me in my personal life. I also need to meditate, do self-development, and journal while Oakland does her school and we eat breakfast. Here's for my business what has to happen before noon. Sending 60 new PLC messages, interacting, posting, adding to my story, and doing my team value and or the push. So before noon comes, doesn't matter what time it gets done, but those are the things that I have to do. Okay, once Oakland goes down for her nap, I am either going to record a podcast or listen to a podcast. When we are playing outside, I'm going to be growing my network, following up, sending another 60 hat messages that are old from my inbox. And I can show you guys that on another like tip another day. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I personally love taking naps. I get really tired throughout the day. And I'm going to be honest, like one of the best things about controlling your time is being able to do that. I was going to take that away from myself in January, but I realized that that is something that I need for my mental health because I'm up in the middle of the night with Emmett. I am up late with my kids doing the things, and I need rest to be a good leader, to be a good mom, and to just be sane. So I'm not going to take naps away from myself. I am going to take away some of the shows that I watch because I have been indulging a little bit too much in my shows. So I'm going to take a nap. But when I wake up, those are the things that need to be done. And then before I go to bed, I'm sending at least 20 new DT messages, doing a TikTok reel or a live, following up and prepping for tomorrow. So that's going to mean either doing the push, or maybe I pre-write a post that I'm going to put up today, or maybe I'm going to send every one of my distributors a task to do. So do you guys remember sometimes I would be like, okay, who wants to enroll 2 customers with me today? And then every person that said yes, I would have you guys do an activity with me. Come up with activities to give your distributors that you guys are going to do together that is going to get you guys to work, right? So that's kind of what that looks like for me. And then obviously a training video if I can fit it in or whatever. So find something, get a system that you're going to stick with. Let's talk about Sabbath days really quickly. So if like everyone needs to rest, again, to be sane, to be a good person, to be a good mom, you need rest. And absolutely, again, the luxury of this business is controlling your time. That doesn't have to be on Sundays. That doesn't have to be on whatever day. You pick a day that is specifically for your family and your phone is off. People can message you, but they know that you're not going to get back to them until your Sabbath day is over. I didn't used to believe in Sabbath days. I fully believe in Sabbath days now because I work so much harder the 6 days of the week that I'm working, knowing that that's coming. But when I didn't have a Sabbath day, I would take my foot off the gas because I'm like, oh, well, you know, like I don't take any days off. So I'm just going to like kind of be lazy today. I'm not lazy anymore because I know in order to take that Sabbath day, I have to work my ass off during the week, right? But I also hold myself accountable. If I have been lazy, I don't take a day off. That's up to your discretion, but I have promotions to work for and I have teams and people that I need to help promote. Some weeks I don't take one. Right? So if you find yourself being lazy, implement a Sabbath day and work your behind off, knowing that that is your reward. Like give yourself a treat at the end of the week for doing that. You should reward yourself. You should have a day that's just for your family. But again, you're a business owner and you need to earn it, right? Okay. I went live about this the other day, but make a list of the things that you enjoy doing and the things that you don't enjoy doing in your business. Like seriously, split a paper in half, things I enjoy doing, things I don't enjoy doing. For me, I enjoy making the TikToks and reels. I enjoy doing my stories. I enjoy posting. I enjoy growing my network. I don't enjoy interacting. I don't know why it feels monotonous for me. I don't enjoy sending messages. It feels monotonous to me. So you know what I'm going to do first, the beginning of my day is do my messages and interact because it is what I do not like doing. So that the rest of the day I'm doing things that I enjoy, things that are inspiring to me, and I don't get like worn out by the end of the day. I don't create that burnout for myself. And I have created so much burnout in 2020 that I want to avoid that with every bone in my body come 2021. Okay. I just said, learn how to work in 15 to 30-minute increments. You guys don't need to sit down, and it's actually better for your algorithms if you don't sit down and work in 2-hour increments. So if your kid is like eating breakfast, send 60 messages. If you are like about to hop in the shower, comment on 5 posts, like literally whatever it is, because it'll also feel like you're not working so much throughout the day and you're not on your phone 24/7 if you just break it up. So again, you get to control that. If you feel like you're on your phone 24/7 and your spouse is telling you that you never pay attention to them, that is something that you need to take to heart and you need to look at and say, am I on my phone 24/7? Well, that's a choice you're making. I don't feel bad for you, right? You don't have to be on your phone 24/7. That's not why we're here. So make time for your family, make time for yourself, but you also need to work your business. So figure out when that is going to work best for you. Um, Last but not least, fall in love with the process, you guys, not the achievements. I know we focus so much on hitting a certain rank or like hitting a certain number of enrollments, but you have to just fall in love with having the conversations and talking to people about this business and this opportunity and just working directly with your team. Nat, I'm gonna give the little tip, and then will you go over all of the reminders because Emmett is like screaming downstairs. So, one little tip is go to my post that I put in the team page a couple days ago, and it's called Month End Boosting Tips. Okay, so you're gonna want to send some of the messages and utilize some of the hashtags to take advantage of these slimming gummies. Okay, I have gained so many freaking potentials off of doing this. So when you hear leaders talk about things that are working like TikToks and Reels or me giving you guys a script and I'm giving you specific hashtags that are working for me, take advantage of it, right? Don't just sleep on it and be like, "Oh, that's a good idea." A couple things that I talked to Rochelle about this morning that I wanted to go over with you guys is there's a leadership growth thing that she's doing now that is on Monday nights. We are going to be switching our team call.
Sunday nights.
I know this is totally separate. So there's the Sunday night call that is the one that Nat's talking about, the winning 2021. So we'll be jumping on that, watching the team call. She's going to give tips or whatever. This is totally separate. This is for specifically a leadership growth Zoom that she has that is only, there are a couple stipulations, and I want every single one of you on that Zoom. So make sure that you're writing this down. You have to be running an ADBV auto ship. You guys already know that this is no secret. I have forever, since I started this business, required that you have, if you are paid, this is an important piece, paid as Ruby or above, you have enough money to reinvest in your business and to be running an ADBV auto ship. I have personal beliefs that you should be running it before then anyways, but that is what I require. You have to be running an ADBV. But if you want to be on this Zoom and in this chat, which you do, you need to be running an ADBV auto ship every single month. The other stipulation, which is somewhat like of a loose stipulation, but you need to be enrolling. Okay. So she's looking for people who are completing their steps to success every month. But even if you like miss a month or whatever, and you're not completing your steps to success, you're not like going to be removed, but you have to be enrolling. Like if you go 60 days without enrolling a single thing, it's just very clear that you're not working, right? And we have talked about, and I've always said, leadership for me is not based off of a rank. There are so many people on this team that are sitting at distributor right now that act like diamond leaders. And there are people who are diamond leaders who don't do a damn thing, right? And who don't have auto ships running. So, if you are showing leadership attributes, you will be added to this. The conflicting thing is that it's Monday nights at 8, which that's our team call. I thought long and hard about this because that is something that I love doing is our team calls, right? But I also feel like our team going into 2021 needs to have more plug-in times, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe how I'm feeling, but I feel like we need to be closer to the fire as a team. And going or being invited to and earning a seat in a leadership call like that is a huge deal. I don't want to take that opportunity away from myself, and I don't want to take that opportunity away from you guys, right? So I want you to be there. So, point being, all of that said, we are going to be moving our team calls from Monday night to Tuesday night. So it's just going to be Tuesday nights at 8 is our team call. I'll update the Zoom schedule. And I want you guys in that leadership Zoom with me. Okay. Shout out to Kiana. She was named as one of the top enrollers in 2020 on the entire team. And I want every single one of your names up there come this year. Okay. That is so huge. I'm so freaking proud of you, Kiana. Like you earned that for sure. So I want you in that leadership call with me. So you guys want to earn that spot for sure. So new team calls Tuesday at 8. I think that was all of my announcements. And then Nat, will you go over like our reminders section?
All right, y'all. This is the last promise. Shout out to all y'all stayed on and listened and got poured into essentially. Just some small reminders. We still have the $39 business builder kits that could be ending in 20 minutes or tomorrow, so we don't know how long we have with those. So distributor building, especially because I can say this for myself, I don't have a lot of people working on my chart, that I want to go into it with the mentality of I need all 9 people. So messaging for distributors is huge for me right now. Take advantage of those while we still have them. Again, we don't know how long we have them for. Also, the Ruby $300 bonus and the Emerald $5,000 bonus. Make sure you read facts on those. I said that at the beginning. And then the pick 2 and the pick 3 promotion. On Amber and Fair's Zoom the other day, they talked about only message for distributors right now. And if that doesn't interest them, then offer the products, because right now we want to focus on building while we have such amazing opportunity to. Also, for those of us going to conference, I'm so excited. It's like right around the corner. It's like seriously, what, 20 days ish, something like that. Oh, just kidding. It's the second. So it's like 24 days or something like that. But I'm so excited for those. And I'll probably be reaching out to the last of you guys that we still have to figure out payment plans for or whatever. So no rush on that. You know me, I'm totally cool with things. So then we talked about that one. And then, like Lex kind of mentioned, Rochelle's doing that Sunday night winning 2021 calls. It's with Rochelle and with, I think, like 5 other people. I think there's 6 people total, but I can't remember off the top of my head who they all are. We put it into the we put it in the team page. Sorry, I was reading that in my face. Like I get distracted. It's in the team page if you need to find out like what the code is or whatever. But Rochelle was awesome and opened that up to us. So I'm really excited about those and getting on those after team family call, I believe, on Sundays, but it might be before. I can't remember. I'll have to look myself. Anyways, so it looks like Lex and Rochelle had like a huge combo, and if only we all knew what was coming. But I'm very excited. Like I'm excited to get back into things, get back into a schedule, work again with you guys, and just focus on building our team again. And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like the giveaway that we put away or that we set up for this month or whatever is a good one. I feel like lately we've been doing cash, which who doesn't love cash? But I feel like it's more of a, hey, let's get our products out there and known. So if you guys don't know what the giveaway is, it's $25 to Sephora, which apparently everybody loves makeup. I'm not a makeup person, but like a lot of people love makeup. So that's huge. I feel like I've gotten a lot of great feedback with, oh, cool, Sephora. And then we're also doing our whole entire skincare line for the Beauty Works. So I'm really excited about that. Utilize your HAPs. If you don't have a message or you need help figuring out a message, again, remember that you have so much like resources around you. Lex, me, YouTube, eSuite Connect app, all the above. Rochelle, like you have so much around you that you can ask for help for. And don't feel bad asking for help. We're all essentially starting over this year. It's a whole new year. Forget last year. Whatever happened, happened. Maybe if you did awesome, keep that in your mind. But if you didn't, like myself, get that shit up out of here. Ask for help if you need it. Figure out what you need to be sending, but utilize the giveaway seriously. Like we put time and effort into what we decide for the giveaways every month, and I feel like this one is really great for us because again, it's going to get our product known, and of course, it's free. And who doesn't love a free giveaway? So. That being said, I believe that was all on our end. Lex said she wanted to answer a question. I think we're good to go.
Yay. Okay. So so Zoom schedule, and I'll update the one in the team page, but just so that you guys have it. Sunday nights, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. The first 30 minutes is like tips, tricks poured into with Rochelle and those top leaders. We are going to be watching the family call together as a team on that call. Okay, so from 6:30 to 7:30, tips, tricks, family call. Monday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific time is that leadership Zoom that I was just telling you about, the new leadership Zoom. The ADBB auto ship and the enrollments you have to be on that call. Our new team call, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? And then Saturdays, still 10 a.m. Pacific time is our leadership call. Okay, so if you guys have any like questions, put them in the comments really fast. I know that Kiana said she was asking about how to keep your stories, like how to keep people engaged. So number one, Kiana is really good at putting up polls. Do interactive things very often. I always, always, always suggest doing that. The other thing that I just recently started doing again, because I noticed that my stories were kind of dying off, is I started running my stories at night again. And if you don't know what I mean, I will explain, I guess. So you just go on to Instagram, literally click the first story, and then you just have your phone plugged in, make sure that the auto lock isn't on, and then those just run all night. Okay. I do switch off every night between platforms, or like between my Instagrams, because I noticed when I was doing like my main Instagram every single night, I would wake up and comment on a post and I'd be blocked. Okay, so what that shows Instagram is genuine interaction when you let them roll like that. So you have to be careful, okay? But that has worked huge for me. Also, going live and doing IGTVs and reels has really boosted my story, because they're seeing me. And so more people are watching my story again, because that reaches a broader cold market, and people who weren't following me before are now following me. And growing your network is going to be huge, because when you start to see your stories die off, it means that, sorry, it means that people aren't watching as much. Okay, so if you post the same thing to the same people all the time, they're gonna get sick of looking at it. And Kiana's really good about this too, but make sure that you guys are posting about your life and the business on your stories. Don't just post about the business or just talk about the products or whatever, because people want to know who you are. And you really have to understand that you have to brand yourself. People will buy you before they buy the products, right? We talk about that all the time. That's not a new phrase that you guys have heard. So make sure that you are talking about what makes you you. What do you like to do? What are you doing today? Like, document your life. I know Gary Vaynerchuk always says, like, people worry so much about the content and they just need to produce. So don't worry so much about like producing, but just document your day, document your life. What are you doing today? Like, and I keep using Kiana as an example, but it's something that sticks with me and something that she's branded herself with that I love, is like, she always does like travels with Kiana or whatever. And so every single time she is in the car, she is taking a little boomerang of her, driving somewhere. People want to know where she's going. People want to know what she's doing. I remember like Shane Knox always used to, or still does, talk about how she's at TJ Maxx like every other day. That's something that I know that she loves. So when you think about your bio, when you think about things that you're talking about, what makes you you? And it's not just being a mom. It's not just being a wife, right? Like, who are you at the core, and what do you enjoy? So that would be my kind of like little tips and tricks. Grow your network, make sure you're interacting, and let your stories roll. So I love you guys. I think we're going to end it at that. I don't want to keep you too long. Again, every single one of you stayed on the full hour, and I am so damn proud of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up and for taking the time out of your day to do this. And we'll see you guys next week.